Hello and welcome to Unacademy, a one-stop destination for all English medium civil service aspirants. Today we are here to analyze the trend of mains PYQs from the subject Science and Technology. And in this class, let's try to make some observations from 2013 to 2024 PYQs. But before I proceed with the session, a very important announcement. On the 5th and 6th of July, we are conducting Unacademy UPSC Summit, where we'll have sessions from the eminent personalities, India's top educators and the rankers. So don't miss this opportunity to learn from them. Use these 2 days to get the most required direction and motivation for your preparation. And importantly, note that our Conquer Mains 2025 batch is live now. In this batch, you can expect the current affairs sessions, answer writing practice, evaluation and the feedback. So do enroll before it is late and don't forget to use the code IAS English. Let us now continue with the session, the trend analysis of mains PYQs from the subject Science and Technology. Before we analyze the previous year questions, it is very important to know what is the weightage of the subject. From Science and Technology, you can expect 4 questions from GS3. And in most of the years, the questions 5 and 6, which are 10 marks questions, and the questions numbered 15 and 16, which are 15 marked questions, are from Science and Technology. And they followed the same pattern from the years 2019 to 2024. That is, for 6 consecutive years they followed the same pattern. What is the importance of this observation? Sometimes it is important to know what they are expecting you to write for a particular question. Let us take an example. In the year 2017, there was a question on the Juno mission. This is a spacecraft sent to study the planet Jupiter. So, there is a chance that this question can be from geography or from Science and Technology. But in this example, there is a little scope for such confusion. Most of the students can obviously consider it as a geography question because the question was given in the GS paper 1 where you have geography, and we all know that Science and Technology is from the GS paper 3. But sometimes, let us suppose in the same paper GS3 you have a question, but it is slightly confusing whether it is from economy or geography or environment or Science and Technology. Let us suppose there is a question on solar storms. This can be from geography or from Science and Technology. Or in a particular question they asked about any technique which is converting the waste to fuel. A technique converting the waste to fuel. So this can be from environment or from Science and Technology. So if at all there is a question which is confusing whether you have to write it from the S&T perspective or economy or geography or environment perspective. When you have such confusion, you can use this observation. That is, most of the years, question number 5, 6, 15 and 16. Okay, they have given Science and Technology questions. But very important, don't use this observation blindly. I mean, if there is a question and obviously it is not from Science and Technology, when you read the question you will obviously understand that it is not from S&T. Then just because they have given in the question number 5 or 6 or 15 or 16, you don't have to assume that it is S&T question, because they can definitely change the pattern. It is just an observation that in the last 6 years they followed this pattern. Okay, and then how many marks you can expect from Science and Technology? On an average, you can expect 50 marks from Science and Technology because there are 2 10 marks questions and 2 15 marks questions. On the whole, you can expect 50 marks from science and technology. And what is the importance of science and technology? Many students do not give that much importance to science and technology as much as they give to the other subjects like polity or history or geography. So, the students who give a similar importance to science and technology as well, I mean, again it is not that you take S&T seriously and ignore the other subjects. A student who gives equal importance to all the subjects and takes everything seriously will be definitely at a competitive advantage when compared to the others. Okay. Second important observation is the S&T questions are scoring. Because of its technical nature, when you write an S&T answer, definitely it will be more scoring, and also it is an opportunity for you to impress the examiner by making some drawings or flow charts, etc. That is the second advantage of science and technology. The third advantage is, obviously because they are not expecting you to be scientists here, most of the questions from science and technology will be very general and simple that most of the students can easily answer. Rarely you are getting difficult questions. So these are the 3 reasons why you have to take science and technology very, very seriously, just to be at a competitive advantage compared to the others, and because S&T answers are more scoring, it's an opportunity to impress the examiner by making some beautiful drawings or flow charts. Okay, and also because most of the questions are simple and doable for most of the students. That is the importance of science and technology. Next, why should we analyze the previous year questions? What is the advantage of analyzing the previous year questions? First and foremost reason is recurring themes. Themes are repeating. Questions may not repeat, but the themes are repeating. Okay, let us see some examples for repeating themes. Okay, look at this space technology previous year questions. 2024, they have given about the asteroids. Okay, because there was news about NASA's DART mission. NASA's DART mission. Is it clear? Okay. And 2023, they have given about India's third moon mission, Chandrayaan 3. What is common between these two? They both are, what is the common theme? What is the theme you can observe here? These are the launches in the news. Important launches that happened in the recent past. DART mission was launched, they have given about the asteroids. Chandrayaan 3 mission was launched, they have given about the Chandrayaan 3. So what is the recurring theme here? The launches which are in the news, important launches that happened in the recent past, in the last 1 year duration. Last 1 year duration, whatever launches happened. And if you assume that these are the only 2 questions from this theme, no, let me show you more. Okay, 2022, they have given the question about the James Webb Space Telescope. They have given about the James Webb Space Telescope. Again, what is the theme? Same theme, recurring theme, launches in the news. Okay, in that year, James Webb Space Telescope was launched. So they have given that in the question. Surprising, right? Almost all space technology questions are from the same theme. Launches in the news is the theme. So now tell me, is it important or very, very important to analyze the previous year questions? Yes. Why? Because we have recurring or repeating themes. Let us take one more example. India's own space station, again launches in the news. Okay, very frequently that year and even in this year, okay, there were news about the Bharatiya Antariksha Station, BAS, Bharatiya Antariksha Station, our own space station. Again, launches in the news. Okay. Mars Orbiter Mission. Okay. Chandrayaan. Okay. And in terms of technology, okay, India has achieved remarkable success in terms of technology, but has not ventured into the manned missions. Okay, I repeat, India has achieved remarkable success in the unmanned space missions. India achieved remarkable success in the unmanned space missions like Chandrayaan 3, Mars Orbiter mission, etc., but has not ventured into the manned space missions. Okay. So, India has not yet ventured into the manned space missions, but what was there in the news? Gaganyaan mission. Gaganyaan mission. Again, what is the theme? Launches in the news. Launches in the news. Either launched already or preparations are going on for the launch. Such launches they are asking. Same theme, all science, space, technology questions. Let us take another question. Discuss India's achievements in the field of space technology. Okay. It means in this also you have to most importantly write about the recent launch. Actually, it is about all achievements in the field of space technology. But definitely which ones we will consider as more important? The recent launches. Again, you have to prepare for the recent launches. Okay. Next one, the standard positioning system IRNSS. Why? That was also a launch in the news. Okay. The satellites, not a single satellite, a group of satellites launched in the recent time. Okay. To have our own positioning system, our own navigation system. Is it clear? Instead of depending on GPS, India is planning to have its own. India is also having its own regional navigational system. But what is the difference between IRNSS and GPS? GPS is worldwide, global coverage, whereas IRNSS is not a global coverage. Okay, regional navigational system, positioning system. Okay, again the launches in the news. Okay, so what is our observation from all the questions from space technology? There is one common theme. The common theme or the recurring theme, okay, is launches in the news. Launches in the news means either recently launched or planning to launch. For example, Gaganyaan is not yet launched, but preparations are going on for its launch. Bharatiya Antariksha Station is not yet launched, but planning to launch. Okay, Chandrayaan 3, Mars Orbiter mission, James Webb Space Telescope, DART mission. These are the questions about the launches that happened in that year. Okay, so this is the common and the recurring theme from science and technology. So definitely, okay, we have to seriously analyze the previous year questions. One reason is because the themes are repeating. Example, recent launches in the space technology. Second one, you will get a clarity on, by observing the previous year questions, you will get a clarity on what type of questions are coming. What type of questions are coming? Are they analytical or factual questions? Or application oriented questions, like for example, applications of nanotechnology in the agriculture, applications of information technology in the medicine, application of artificial intelligence in the diagnosis. So like this, to know whether the questions are analytical or factual or application oriented, to know the type of the questions. Third one, to know the sources of the questions, that is from where the questions are coming. Again, let us observe the space technology question. Okay, what are asteroids? How real is the threat of the asteroids? And what are the strategies to prevent such a catastrophe from asteroids? Is it from the basics? Is it from NCERT's basics and all? No, this is from current affairs, recent launches. Okay. Chandrayaan 3, is it from the subject basics? No, current affairs. Is it clear? And are they factual or analytical? Mixture of both. I mean, you have to write some facts and you should also analyze certain aspects of this particular answer. Again, James Webb Space Telescope, is it a subject basis of question or a current affairs based question? Again, current affairs based question. Is it clear? India's plans to have its own space station, is it a question from NCERT? Is it a question from the subject basics? No, this is also from current affairs question. Is it clear? Okay. And India achieved remarkable success in unmanned missions, and what about the plans of the manned missions? Is it from the subject basics or NCERTs or from some textbook for science and technology? No, current affairs. Now, you think and also let me know that after seeing these questions, do you really feel that we have to read a textbook for science and technology? No, not needed. All the questions are from the textbook for science and technology is newspapers. The only textbook that you have for science and technology is newspaper, particularly for the mains. Okay, in the prelims they may ask some questions from the basics, some questions from the current affairs, but when it comes to the mains, 99.9% questions are from the current affairs. So there is no need of a separate textbook for science and technology. You can go through the notes that I am providing during the comprehensive course of science and technology, and then after that you can keep watching the current affairs classes or you can keep reading from the newspapers. That is the best strategy to prepare. Don't waste your time on a textbook because the questions are not from the basics. Okay, and again say for example, okay, India's achievements in the field of science and technology, again current affairs based. Okay, and IRNSS, current affairs based, that year current affairs. Okay, maybe this is not current affairs this year, but the year when it was asked 2015, that was a recent thing. Okay, so what is the observation? Most of the questions are factual or analytical or application oriented. Okay, most of the questions are from applications, okay, analytical, and you have to take some support of the facts. We do not have factual questions. Questions are application oriented or analytical, but to write an effective answer for that, you have to take the support of certain facts. That is about the type of the question, nature of the question. Recurring themes, one example, recent launches in space technology. Type of the questions, most of them are analytical and application oriented, but you need the factual support to write good answer. And what are the sources from where you are getting the questions? 99% questions are from current affairs, that is a source. Okay, and to know what is the relative weightage of various subjects, let us try to analyze the relative weightage of various topics from science and technology. First of all, what all topics we have in science and technology? Okay, biotechnology, space technology, information and communication technology, alternative sources of energy like solar energy, nuclear energy, biofuels, wind energy. Okay, so alternative sources of energy other than the fossil fuels. Okay, intellectual property rights, nuclear technology, nanotechnology, Indian scientists like say Vikram Sarabhai, anyone Indian scientist they are asking occasionally, and then Nobel Prizes, okay, from that year, from what subjects? Okay, physiology or medicine, okay, chemistry, physics. These are the 3 Nobel Prizes you have to study from that year Nobel Prizes. And then defense technology and some miscellaneous topics. So, I have divided the total science and technology into these topics. This is a list of the topics. and what is the relative weightage of these topics. As expected, okay, I have taken the questions from 2013 to 2024 in all the topics. It means in all the topics I have taken the questions from the same number of years fixed, but the number of questions is varying. For example, 2013 to 2024, from biotechnology there are 10 questions from biotechnology, 7 questions from space technology, 6 from the ICT, 5 from alternative sources of energy, 5 from IPR, intellectual property rights, 2 from nuclear technology, and 2 each from nanotechnology and Indian scientists, and there is 1 question each from Nobel Prizes and defense technology, and there are 10 questions from miscellaneous topics. So, tell me, what is the most important topic in the science and technology? Yes, what is the most important topic in the science and technology? Biotechnology is most important. So, what is the importance of analyzing the PYQs? We came to know that biotechnology is the most important of all the topics. How? By analyzing the previous year questions. So, one important application use of analyzing the previous year questions is to get the relative weightage from various topics. You will understand which topic is more important. So now you can spend slightly more time in the biotechnology and you can spend less time, okay, from the defense technology or something like that. Okay, you can take important decisions about how much time you have to spend on each topic. Let us suppose, okay, defense technology is very, very difficult for you. Let us assume. Still you are working hard to remember them all. Why defense technology can be difficult? Because it is factual. Okay, you have to memorize a lot of things. And there are so many missiles, so many drones, so many submarines or different types of topics will have in defense technology. Let us suppose for a student it is very difficult and you are spending weeks together on defense technology. If you know that you got only one question from 2013 to 2024, you may decide to leave that. I am not asking you to leave that, but given these circumstances, it is very difficult for you. You have already spent weeks time on defense technology, still not feeling confident about that. Instead of wasting further time on that, you can just decide to move on and study the other subjects. That is one important reason to analyze the previous year questions. Next one, targeted preparation. I mean, for example, by these observations we have done from the space technology, we understood that we have to study the recent launches. So targetedly, that particular topic we can focus. Focused preparation is possible. Next, identify the weakness. Let us suppose, see the biotechnology questions, for example. Okay, increase in the life expectancy and what are the diseases associated with that. The increase in life expectancy in the country led to newer health challenges. So tell me, what are the new health challenges because of the increase in the lifespan? First thing, cancer. Usually, we think that in the recent years the incidence of cancer increased, very young people are dying with cancers because of the pollution, because of the vaccines, because of the pesticides. We blame everything for that. But we have to actually consider it as an achievement. Did you hear it correct? Did I really say that it is an achievement? Yes. In the years 1940, our average life expectancy was around 40 years. It means people used to die before they get cancer. Okay. Now, a 45-year-old young person will get cancer also because she survived till 45 years. If she died due to some smallpox, at the age of 6 years, she would not have got this cancer. Is it clear? It means cancer is a disease which is increasing because of the increasing life expectancy. What more? Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, okay, like even the heart diseases. It means in 1940s or so, okay, what was the diseases with which the people mainly bothered about? Most of the people died due to infections. But in the recent years, because the life expectancy is increasing, most of the people are dying due to chronic diseases. Okay, so this is about the first question. Second question is about each year large amount of plant material, that is cellulose, is getting deposited on the surface of the planet Earth. What are the natural process? Okay, what are the natural process the cellulose undergo before yielding the carbon dioxide, water and other end products? Okay, let us suppose you cannot answer this question. By the way, I am not trying to give you the answers in this class. Okay, this class is not an answer writing practice. Okay, already in the Conquer Mains we are doing the answer writing practice. Okay, and this is the trend analysis. So the target is not to give you an answer for this question, nor to explain this particular topic here. Is it clear? So what we are doing is, let us suppose you cannot answer this question. Okay, I don't know, I cannot answer this question. Is it clear? It means what is your weakness? Okay, your weakness is you have to study more about biogeochemical cycles like carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle. That is your weakness. So we have identified the weakness and then go and study. So one advantage, okay, of this particular reading, going through the previous year questions, is to identify the weakness. I could not answer this question, means this is my weakness, so that I can read that particular topic. Okay, for example, I could answer all the questions from the recent launches. It means it is my strong area. So it is already strong, so I can keep it aside and move on with my weak areas. That is another reason. And you can use this for effective revision, answer writing practice. How? You can take some of the previous year questions and then write an answer for it. Okay, so like that you can also do answer writing practice. You may not get the same question, but at least you are practicing the UPSC standard questions, because when you join some test series, there is a high chance that in the test series the questions can be little more difficult than the UPSC exam or little easier when compared to UPSC exams. So for example, when I am framing the questions, sometimes when I feel like I have to motivate the students, I will give an easier question, and sometimes I feel that I have to challenge the questions, I will give a difficult question. So the questions may not be exactly UPSC standard. So you can do answer writing practice with the PYQs, that is one advantage. Okay, and then develop critical thinking. It means take each question and think what answer you will write it. With this practice, you can quickly think about the answer in the exam hall. Today, take all these questions. Okay, I have divided these questions topic wise. Take all these questions. For each question, take 2 to 3 minutes time. Okay, and try to think about what I will write for this particular question. Okay, by doing that, you can quickly think about the answer in the exam hall. So on the whole, these are all the reasons why you have to go through the previous year questions. Okay, and then coming to the syllabus, science and technology syllabus. For prelims, almost we can say that there is no special syllabus. You have to prepare everything. But when compared to prelims, in the mains, there is a little bit detailed syllabus given. Science and technology, developments and their applications. What are the new developments and what are the applications and what are the effects of them in everyday life? Okay, let us see some example for this. let us take these questions from nanotechnology. What do you understand by nanotechnology? As mentioned in the first line of the syllabus, new developments, nanotechnology is a new development, and applications. Okay, these are the two words mentioned in the first sentence of the syllabus, a new technology and applications. How is it helping in the health sector? And here with this example, I will also explain how to make use of the PYQs, Okay, this year, okay, in the year 2020, they have given applications of nanotechnology in the health sector. So next year, lesser chance that they will ask you nanotechnology applications in health sector, but they can ask you nanotechnology applications in agriculture, okay, or applications in electronics, applications of nanotechnology in electronics, applications of nanotechnology in the energy sector, that is in the lithium ion batteries, piezoelectric effect, and using carbon nanotubes, okay, as an alternative to, okay, copper in the electric wiring. So like this, applications of nanotechnology in the energy sector, okay, and applications of nanotechnology in the space sector. Is it clear? These are the other possible questions. Okay. First of all, what do you understand by nanotechnology? The technology dealing with the particles whose size range is, okay, 1 to 100 nanometer size. Okay. If you are dealing with the particles in the size range of 1 to 100 nanometers, we call that technology as nanotechnology. That year 2020 they have given applications in the health sector, and the other possible questions are these. So this is another advantage of analyzing the previous year questions. Another question is, why is nanotechnology one of the key technologies of the 21st century? Okay. Describe the salient features of Indian government's mission on the nanoscience. This question is on the government missions. Very important. Okay. In the science and technology, don't ignore to study the government missions, policies, okay, etc. Is it clear? Okay, it is important in science and technology also. All questions in science and technology are not from the technical aspects. There are many times questions on the government missions. Is it clear? Okay, this is on the government's mission on nanoscience. So from the nanotechnology, what are the two possible questions? One is on the nanoscience mission. Second one is, what is nanotechnology and applications? And the applications can be from, okay, agriculture, electronics, energy, space technology, defense technology, in sports industry, in various fields, what we can, how we can use nanotechnology. So these are the possible questions from nanotechnology. Okay, don't leave nanotechnology, because two times from 2013 to 2024 they have given the question on this, and after 2020 there was no question on nanotechnology, and it is always important. It is such a simple topic. Okay, you can read it within 1 hour to 2 hours time. Okay, but okay, you can simply answer any of the question that comes from this. Okay, so like that we understood, okay, the reason why we are analyzing the previous year questions, and then we are discussing the syllabus. Okay, developments, science and technology developments and applications in everyday life. Next, achievements of the Indian science. Okay, that is indigenization of technology. What are the Indian achievement? For example, COVID vaccines manufactured by Indian scientists. Okay, we have Covaxin, Corbevax, Covovax, Gencovac. Okay, so like that, Zycov-D. We made so many vaccines for COVID-19 in India, that is indigenization of the technology. Same way, you have S400. We are planning to make, okay, a particular missile defense system which is very similar to S400, but indigenously we are planning to make. So that comes under indigenization. India's space launches Mars orbiter mission and all comes under indigenization. Indigenization of the technologies. Is it clear? For example, we have CAR T cell therapy. Okay, the Indian made CAR T cell therapy is much more cheaper and effective when compared to the international product which is developed. Okay, these are some examples for indigenization of the technology. Next, please notice that they are using the word awareness, not expertise. That is the reason why 90% of the questions are simple. I will not claim that there are no difficult questions. Definitely there are some difficult questions, no doubt. For example, S400 question. Okay, it is difficult. Difficult means, okay, if you have studied that you can write, otherwise there is no chance that you can write. It means with science and technology it is like 0 or 1. I mean either 0 or 100%. If you have studied about S400, you can write it very effectively and get full marks in that. That is a plus point. But if you have not studied that, there is no chance that you will somehow manage that answer. It can be 0 marks as well. Okay. So that is the advantage and disadvantage of science and technology. So notice that they are not saying expertise. They are saying awareness in the fields of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology and intellectual property rights. Okay, then when I divided the subject into these topics, next what I have done is, I was checking whether all these are covered or not. They have given IT. Did I cover IT? Okay, yes. Okay, then they have given space. Did I cover space? Yes. Okay, and then they have given about computers, robotics, which also comes under ICT. So we have covered ICT. Nanotechnology, yes, covered. Nanotechnology is covered. And then biotechnology is covered. Okay, intellectual property rights covered. So we have to make sure that syllabus is one very important scale to measure your preparation, to know where you stand in the preparation, to know whether your preparation is up to the mark or not, whether you have covered everything or not. So this particular exercise is also very important. Okay, so this everything covered. Indigenization in all these fields. Of course, we are discussing the indigenization. Okay, and applications. It means for all these topics you have to read. For all these topics you have to read the concept, I mean the technical details of the subject, okay, and then indigenization of that subject, I mean in that field. I mean in biotechnology, very, very important point please. When you prepare, when you study biotechnology, particularly make a separate list of what all are the Indian scientists' achievements, like say for example CAR T cell therapy. When you study vaccines, you think which vaccines are made in India. When you study recent launches, you study which launches are made by ISRO. Is it clear? When you study any topic, like say for example you study about supercomputers, what are the supercomputers made in India? When you study S400, you think, do we have any similar thing made indigenously in India? Nanotechnology, are there any achievements by the Indian scientists in the nanotechnology? Neutrino observatories you study, then you think about, do we have a neutrino observatory or not? Okay, any topic you study, just put this question to your own self, that is, okay, did I cover the Indian scientist contributions or indigenization of that particular topic? Okay, Third thing you have to study is applications of that topic. For example, nanotechnology, what are the applications? Nuclear technology, what are the applications? Biotechnology, what are the applications? Is it clear? Okay, where we use it. Okay, so like say for example, you have 3-parent baby technology. What are the applications where we use it? Cloning, what are the applications where we use it? Okay, so if you take cloning, what is cloning? And okay, what all animals we have developed using cloning in India, indigenization, and what are the various applications of cloning? Or gene therapy. Okay, gene therapy. First, what is gene therapy? Then indigenization of gene therapy. Okay, I mean, did the Indian scientists discover any new gene therapy techniques? And then what are the applications of gene therapy? So any topic you take, put these 3 questions to your own self. That is, what is the concept? Did I understand it or not? Second one, did I cover the contributions of Indian scientists or made in India products from that particular technology? And do I know the applications of that particular topic? And do we have any government initiatives? Fourth aspect is, do we have any government initiatives related to that particular technology? These are the 4 areas you have to cover for each topic. Is it clear? And then that's it. So it means the topics I have listed here covered every word of the syllabus. Okay. And then we have seen the relative weightage. What is the most important area in science and technology? Okay, biotechnology. Next comes space technology, and I have given in the decreasing order. Is it clear? Least important being the Nobel Prizes and defense technology. Okay, right. Next, let us see some previous year questions. I told you that we have 10 questions from biotechnology. Let us see what are those 10 questions. First question is about the diseases caused due to life expectancy, which I said like cancers, okay, heart diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, etc. Okay, and then this is about the each year large amount of plant material cellulose is deposited on the surface of the planet Earth. What are the natural processes? So this is about some okay cycling okay of the cellulose material. What is the material there in that? Carbon. Okay, carbon. Right, next. What is the basic principle behind the vaccine development? Okay, several times in our classes, like in the prelims marathon, comprehensive courses, crash courses, in every course I discussed about the vaccines. What is the basic principle? Okay, let us suppose we have a vaccine for polio virus. Do we have the virus itself or a medicine for the virus in the vaccine? We have the virus itself. Is it clear? It means to get protection from the polio, we inject polio into the body. To get protection from the SARS coronavirus too, we inject SARS coronavirus into our body. That is the vaccine. And how do vaccines work and what approaches are adopted in the Indian vaccine manufacture? Indigenization, if you observe. Okay, what approaches were adopted? We have mRNA vaccines, we have subunit vaccines, we have conjugate vaccines. Okay, subunit vaccines are also called as recombinant vaccines. Is it clear? And we have DNA vaccines, we have killed vaccines, and we have live attenuated vaccines. Like this, these are all the different approaches we have adopted, okay, to vaccine, for the vaccine manufacture. And note that India, okay, India is a hub for vaccine manufacture. Most of the vaccines are manufactured in India. Okay, next question. What are the research and developmental achievements in the applied biotechnology? How will these achievements help to uplift the poorer sections in the society? Okay, how can we use biotechnology to uplift the poorer sections in the country. We can write about GM crops, we can write about transgenic animals, okay, etc. Okay, so this is one. It's such a simple question because very general question. When a particular question will become complicated when the question is highly specific. Okay, and then COVID-19 pandemic caused unprecedented devastation worldwide. However, technological advancements are being availed readily to win over the crisis. It means this question is about how did we use technology to overcome the COVID-19 crisis. So we have to write what all technology we have used. We have used artificial intelligence, we have used biotechnology for what? For vaccine manufacture and for drug discovery and for diagnosis. We used biotechnology during COVID-19 to discover the new medicines, to manufacture the vaccines to prevent the disease, and also treatment medicines. Okay, biotechnology we have used, drones we have used, okay, to spray the sanitizers. We have used drones to spray the sanitizers, and also to distribute drugs and vaccines to remote areas, drugs and vaccines to remote areas. Okay, and okay, so like this we have used various technologies to overcome the crisis during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, artificial intelligence to analyze the data, biotechnology for vaccines, drugs and diagnosis, drones to distribute the drugs, okay, or masks or vaccines, or carry their samples from the remote places to the hospitals in the cities. Okay, so like this we have used various technologies to overcome the crisis. Okay, and then right. Okay, so those are some questions from biotechnology that we have covered. Okay, and the next question from biotechnology is, why there is so much activity in the field of biotechnology in our country? See, again this is a question from indigenization. This is again a question from indigenization. Okay, how has this activity benefited the field of biopharma? Biopharma means what all you can write? You can write about vaccines, drugs and diagnosis. Vaccines, drugs and diagnosis you can cover. Okay, then what is stem cell therapy? We use stem cells to manufacture more copies of one's own organs. For example, I want a kidney for transplantation. My kidney is not working, I want a kidney for transplantation. It is very difficult to get a suitable donor. So what if I can manufacture another copy of my own kidney? We can do that from stem cell technology. We can also use stem cell technology in the treatment of leukemia, thalassemia, etc. So they are asking what is stem cell technology and how to use it in the treatment of various diseases, and in what way the stem cell therapy is superior to the other forms of therapy. So this is another question. Next one, overuse and availability of antibiotics. It means this is a question about antimicrobial resistance. What are the antibiotics? Antibiotics, or we can also call them as, okay, antimicrobials. Antimicrobials. Okay, and we use them mostly to kill the bacteria. Okay, and bacteria over a period of time will develop resistance to these antibiotics. Okay, it is a worldwide global problem because bacteria are developing resistance to all the antibiotics that we have currently. And the pharma companies, important point, observe this, pharma companies are not interested in discovering the new antibiotics. Why? For example, let us suppose I own a pharma company. If I manufacture an antibiotic to one person, I can sell only 10 tablets or 20 tablets. How long he will take antibiotics? 1 week, 10 days, 1 month? There ends the matter. But if I discover a new cancer therapy, okay, the patient will use it for months together. Or if I discover a new diabetes drug, the patient will use it for lifelong. If I discover a new drug for thyroid problem, hypothyroidism or something, the patient will use it for lifelong. So, when do I get more profit? If I discover a new antibiotic or if I discover some diabetes or thyroid or some cancer drugs. Okay, when I discover some diabetes or cancer or thyroid or hormonal drugs, I will get more benefited. So, pharma industries are not interested in discovering the new antibiotics. For the existing antibiotics, the bacteria became resistant. It is a worldwide problem. So, definitely it is always expected. It's been so long that this particular question appeared. 2014 was the last time, and it is having global importance. So don't neglect this. Antimicrobial resistance can come again. Okay, it's not in the recent past. Okay, next, what do you mean by fixed dose drug combinations? Fixed dose drug combinations means we will first fix the dosage. We will first fix the dosage. For example, 1000 mg, but I want to use 3 drugs in this, okay, or I want to use 4 drugs in this. Then what I will do, 250 mg of A plus 250 mg of B plus 250 mg of C plus 250. So dose will not alter. If I take a single drug, I will take 1 drug 1000 mg I will take, or 4 drugs 250 mg each I will take, or 2 drugs 500 mg each I will take. I will keep the dosage fixed, okay, and I will adjust the relative dosage of the drugs which are used in the combination. Those are called fixed dose drug combinations. In the time of 2013, they were very popular. They are mainly used for HIV, okay. Fixed dose drug combinations we use for HIV treatment. Okay, then how does 3D printing technology work? If you remember, this question came in the prelims as well. Okay, 3D printing technology is used in confectionaries or organ manufacture, okay, or space sector. Okay, they have given 7 statements. What all we can do using 3D printing technology? We can do everything. For example, we have a 3D printed rocket engine, single piece 3D printed rocket engine. Is it clear? Or cakes can be manufactured, organs like working organs like kidney, heart, pancreas can be manufactured, or we can even construct a building. Is it clear? Recently, buildings are being constructed using the 3D printing technology. So, what are the applications of 3D printing technology? Okay. So, like this, there are total 10 questions, 3, 2, 5, 7, 10. 10 questions from biotechnology. And next, questions from space technology we have already discussed. Okay, this is about DART mission, this is about Chandrayaan-3. Okay, and then okay, this question is from James Webb Space Telescope, and this is about Bharatiya Antariksha Station, India's own space station. This is about the Gaganyaan mission where we are sending to where we are planning to send astronauts into the space. Okay, and then achievements in the field of space technology in general, and this is about IRNSS, a regional positioning and navigation system for India, not global coverage. GPS is having global coverage. These are the questions from space technology. Then what kind of questions you can expect from ICT, information and communication technology? 2024 they have given Digital Personal Data Protection Act. Why? Is it from the subject basics or the current affairs? Current affairs. That bill was passed. Okay, so the Digital Personal Data Protection Act came into being in the year 2023. So they have given this question in 2024. What is the source? Current affairs. So for SNT mains, you do not need a textbook. Okay, some basic notes, any source that will cover all these topics plus newspapers. Only newspapers is not sufficient. Okay, so I am giving this advice assuming that okay, you are following my notes. In my notes I covered all the basics which are required. Thus that notes plus you have to go through the current affairs, that will be enough. Next question, introduce the concept of artificial intelligence and how AI helps in clinical diagnosis. Do we get the same question again? Highly unlikely to get the same question again. But you can get other questions about artificial intelligence. You can get a question on deep fakes, okay, and you can get a question on applications of artificial intelligence in okay the other topics like say for example smart cities management. Is it clear? This is application of artificial intelligence in clinical diagnosis. Same question may not come, but we have many other questions possible from the artificial intelligence. So you have to cover those areas. Next one, how is e-technology, electronic technology helping the farmers? Okay, in production and marketing. Marketing online sales of the agricultural products and transparency in whether the produce is sold or not, how much they got from selling that particular agricultural products. So transparency will be there, that is e-marketing, and also in the production, that is getting weather forecast okay through the e-technology. E-governance, government will send messages to the farmers about the weather forecast or the soil types or what kind of crops they can cultivate. Like this, e-technology can be used in agriculture. Advantages and security implications of cloud technology. What is cloud? Cloud is a remote sensor. Cloud is a remote server, sorry. Cloud is a remote server. Okay. For example, you are downloading something into, for example, I have downloaded MS Office software. From where did I download? From the cloud. Where is the cloud? It's a remote server from where I am downloading. Cloud technologies was given in the prelims as well. Software as a service, software as a platform. Okay. So like that there was one previous year question even in the prelims as well. Next one. What are the areas of prohibitive labor that can be sustainably managed by robots? This is a question from robotics. This is a question from digital signature. Okay. And then alternative sources of energy. They have given about the microorganisms. Means here they covered about biofuels. Then after that about EVs. EVs means lithium ion batteries. Lithium ion batteries. And then this question is from the sunlight, that is solar energy. Biofuels, lithium ion batteries, solar energy, and then okay, renewable energy. So not one particular type, but in general all renewable energies. Okay. Are the fossil fuels renewable? Yes, but they renew very slowly. There is no comparison between the rate at which we are using and the rate at which they are forming, making them non-renewable in effect. Is it clear? And what are the renewable sources of energy? All these, wind, okay, solar, okay, all these are the renewable forms of energy. Discuss in brief the importance of national program on light emitting diodes, LEDs. Okay. Next, what do you understand by the run-off river hydroelectricity project? Okay. So these are all the questions from alternative sources of energy. Next, we have a few questions from IPR. And the nuclear technology, this year it is important because 2018 after that there is no question on nuclear technology, and presently the world is okay facing the nuclear threat. Okay. For example, recently India experiencing nuclear threat from Pakistan, or okay, USA attacking on the claim that the debate whether okay USA attacked really on the nuclear facilities of Iran or not. So right now there is a lot of discussion going on in the nuclear sector, okay, like fusion reactors, fission reactors, hybrid reactors and nuclear weapons. By all means, I mean weapon usage and also electricity generation usage. By both the ways, nuclear technology is very important. Okay, with growing energy needs, should India keep on expanding the nuclear technology program? Okay, this debate is, if we go on increasing the nuclear energy program, then the threat increases. I mean, okay, the enemy country may not even use a nuclear weapon. A normal missile on the nuclear facilities can be as dangerous as a nuclear war. So we should not go on increasing the nuclear energy program. But at the same time, currently India is in a situation of increasing the share of nuclear energy in the total energy that we are generating. That is where India stands. And then given account of growth and development of nuclear science and technology in India, again this is a question from indigenization. Indigenization. Okay, and these are the questions from nanotechnology which we have already discussed. Okay, nanotechnology and how is it helping in the health sector, whereas you can expect the similar question from the other sectors. And about the nanoscience mission, okay, then Indian scientists, once they have given about Sri M. Vishweshwaraya and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan and Bose-Einstein statistics by Professor Satyendranath Bose. These are the two Indian scientist contributions they have given in the previous years. So hence, we should also study some prominent Indian scientists. Okay, and then Nobel Prizes. There is only one previous question from 2013 to 2024. There is only one previous question directly from the Nobel Prizes, but there is a possibility. They can ask you a question from the Nobel Prize. Okay, this is Nobel Prize in Physics. You have to cover Nobel Prize in Physics, Physiology or Medicine and Chemistry. And then Defense Technology, S400. Okay, air defense system. Technically we called in the India-Pakistan conflict in the recent past, we called S400 as Sudarshan Chakra. Is it clear? Means very efficiently it can protect India from various types of aerial threats. Okay, in what way it is superior to any other system presently available in the world? This question is in the context of Patriot Pack and THAAD missions. These are the other systems presently available. Patriot Pack and THAAD. Okay, these are by USA. S400 is by Russia. Okay, USA was unsatisfied, unhappy that we rejected this Patriot Pack and THAAD. Okay, and purchased S400 from Russia. So this question appeared. Why? In what way S400 is better when compared to these two or any other system in the world? Not only these two, why it is superior to any other system in the world? Okay, you can answer this only if you have studied about this. Not an easy if you have studied this. Kind of an impossible question to deal with if you have not studied about this. So with biotechnology, with science and technology as such, this is one feature, either 0 or 1. But it is not like that for all the topics. Now let us see some miscellaneous questions. Okay, what is the technology being employed for electronic toll collection? What are we using? We are using FASTag. Okay, but we are planning to change. And what is this FASTag? RFID, radio frequency identification. And we are planning to replace it with GPS. Is it clear? And next question is about shortage of the clean water. Okay, and what are the alternative technologies to solve this problem? Like UV filtration we have, reverse osmosis we have, desalination we have. Is it clear? Like this various techniques to solve this particular crisis. And then adoption of the electric vehicles, EVs, is rapidly growing worldwide. How do electronic vehicles contribute to reducing the carbon emissions? Because they use lithium-ion batteries. And we have to charge lithium-ion batteries But for that, if we use renewable energy, for example, use solar energy, charge the lithium ion batteries, it means 0% usage of the fossil fuels. Without using fossil fuels, we can run the automobiles. That is the advantage of that. Next. Okay. Green grid initiative. How science is interwoven deeply with our lives. Very easy question. Science means biotechnology, information technology, nanotechnology, defense technology, nuclear technology. Anything that comes into your mind, you can write it. Okay. How the science is interwoven deeply into our lives. I mean, what are the applications of various technologies we have? Is it clear? Scientific research in Indian universities is declining because a career in science is not attractive as a career in the business. It's a general question, not a technical question. Is it clear? Okay. And what is an FRP composite material? Very specific question, kind of out of context because it is from the year 2013. Okay. So these are our observations from the previous year analysis. And I will end this class showing you the relative weightage again, that is maximum questions are coming from biotechnology, and space technology, ICT, energy sources, IPR are very, very important, and very few times they have given questions from defense technology, Nobel Prizes, etc. So this is our analysis of mains PYQs from science and technology. Thank you so much and all the best for your exam.